Steve-O, Jackass 3D.
This isn't the best idea ever.
Have fun. Let's talk about your lifestyle change. You've really made a transformation.
I have made some.
In many ways. The vegan being one.
Yeah.
Which I recently tried. Great place, Real Food Daily out here. I've become
awesome,
addicted to that place.
I was there night before last.
What made you make the change?
I was in such like grips of drug and alcohol addiction, like I mean gnarly. And I crossed this line where I heard like voices in my head. I was like carrying on conversations with like voices. And I had all of these crazy hallucinations where like stuff like, I'm like moving around my apartment, like all kinds of crazy stuff happened. Like tactile hallucinations, which you feel, like everything, man. It was just, I was in this crazy like spirit world. So I got like into like finding out more about it, you know, and I went on YouTube and I was like trying to like research like spirituality on YouTube. I come across this video of a Hare Krishna guy from India, and he's talking about in the Western world, it's more difficult for people to be saved because the standard of respect for life and for the planet is so much lower in the Western world. He says it's much easier to be saved in the Eastern world. And then very bluntly, this guy said, how can you expect to be saved if you eat meat? You know, and I'm sitting there like, I gotta quit eating meat, you know? Here's me with Tommy Lee.
Gotta like that. Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Is that a good place? Can you see it there?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Now let me...
Steve-O's scrapbook on last night at the VMAs. I like it.
Okay, now check out me and Tommy Lee.
No way.
1987.
That's really you.
That's me and Tommy Lee,
Dude.
yeah.
That is crazy. Did you show him this picture last night?
Yeah, dude, I've known Tommy for years.
What did he say?
He loves it. I actually wrote this story about how this came to be in Tommy's book, Tommyland. It was 1987, and I love Motley Crue so much. They came to my town. I lived in Toronto, and I was like, oh man, you know, they're here. You know, the concert's tomorrow. Like, they're in a hotel. I know they're in a hotel. And I just didn't. I was like, they're not going to check into the hotel under their real names, you know, like, and I guessed they're going to check in under the name Doc McGee for the manager. And so I went down to the kitchen and I called just from the top of the list, I called every single hotel in the metropolitan area of Toronto.
Right.
Yeah, every single one. And I called, and then when the hotel answered, I said, yes, can you please put me through to Mr. Doc McGee's room, please? Hours and hours at it, and my mom was super pissed. She's like, you're tying up the phone, you know? So Dad told my mom, he said, you know, honey, like, back off, you know? And I was like, that's right, Mom, I'm calling Motley Crue, you know? and sure enough, like, and it was way down at the bottom of the list. I'd been at it for hours, but the hotel put me through, and the phone's ringing, and I'm like, hello, is that Doc McGee? And this guy on the other end of the line, he says, no, this is his brother Scott. Like, who's this? And I'm like, that's in Motley Crue, dude. And he's like, how'd you get this number? And I told him I called every single hotel in the Yellow Pages. And he goes, dude, like, you called every hotel in Toronto.
No way.
That's awesome. How'd you like backstage passes, you know? And like, I can put you in the 5th row, you know? And I was just like, ah. So yeah, so I met Motley Crue when I was 13 years old, and on October 25th, 1987. That really taught me that no challenge is insurmountable for me. It's not about what I want. It's about how bad I want it, you know? And like, if I can impress upon anybody, you know, like, that's really, like, I believe that to be true. Like, it does not matter what you want. It just matters how bad you want it.